the moment, this is for me anyway. I'm not passing judgment. I'm not saying that everyone should live like this. Just for me, because for all I know, all y'all motherfuckers is just a simulation. So it's for me. It is a. If I start saying things or putting out ideas that can give people the illusion that I don't mean what I say, I should stop talking, because it will mean, each word will mean less and less and less.
It's Johnny Late Night! And now here's your host, Johnny Rogers! Welcome everyone to episode number 36 of the Johnny Rogers Show. My guest today is a deafened actor known for his sharp wit and unflinching emotional depth. In high school, he cut his teeth in the theater, and during university, he crossed into film and television. You can find him in The Handmaid's Tale, Killjoys, and a soon-to-be-released documentary chronicling the career of a deafened actor. Plus, he recently landed the role of Daniel DaFoe in Riverdale. Give it up for my friend and yours, Caeden Lawrence. I didn't look at you the whole time I did that, by the way. I was like, I know if I look at his face, I'm going to break. Intro.
I sound pretty slick, don't I? Where did you get that? Did you make that up?
No, bro. It's on your IMDb page.
Oh. Well, shit. You sound a lot less clever now. No, it's cool. It's cool.
Hey, I got to be truthful with my research.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah, I never cap. I'm never saying that when I'm doing something that I'm not doing.
What's that?
I said I never cap. I never say that I'm doing something I'm not doing.
Yes. Good.
There are some intros that I have written. Because some people don't have like bios. Like there's some people that I have had on the podcast where I'm like, I need to actually write like how impressive this person is, because they've never put it down into words.
So what's the process for that then? Like, do you
research?
Is there like a pre-interview where you probe them and then you take notes?
Just my own research, whatever I can find on them. Yeah.
But like, so for someone who doesn't, so you got mine from IMDb.
Yeah.
Where to guess you just Google my name and you'll just see it, so it's there. Yeah. But when you say you're doing research, like if people don't have that online presence outside of those socials, are you just like looking up what they wrote on like their Instagram bio?
I don't know. Not even Instagram bio. But like deriving your own. A lot
sharper than I meant, but
deriving your own like bio writing off of what you observe and what you see, kind of.
Okay. So then all of these other folks that you've interviewed, do you know all of these people in real life?
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm wondering, it's like, how many friends does this guy have? Because
there's one person that was like a reference, Sierra.
Okay.
And I was like, because she was just she started a company and she was looking for like a podcast to be on. And I was like, oh yeah, for sure. Like, come on my podcast, because I'm always looking for guests. And I thought it was really cool that like someone her age had just was like, I'm going to start a business. Like I'm gonna right out of university, I'm gonna start like this swimwear company, and she just did it. She found like investors. This was her episode. If anyone wants to go check it out, episode 32. But yeah,
that looks vaguely familiar. I think I saw that thumbnail. I don't think I watched it, but I mean, I will watch it. No,
that's why I put up the clips though. Also, I started doing this. Is so inside baseball, but
I mean, we don't need to make this whole spiel about her, but. Just straight out of university, started her own business, and she's doing it. She's doing the thing. The thing's
doing the thing, which is the name of this episode.
Fucking A. Do the thing. Just do the thing. Do the thing. Okay. So as you mentioned in that glorious bio, there was a soon-to-be documentary that's coming out. It's coming out at the end of the month, I believe, April 20th. It was on Wednesday, so whatever the last Wednesday is of the month, I think it's 27th. And yeah, that was a recurring line that I kept on saying to myself throughout filming the documentary, because so I should rewind a little bit. This documentary chronicles, I believe there were 6 of us, 6 actors, comedians, artists of all walks of life who are trying to make it in the industry, but all of them have their own disability. I am a hard of hearing / deafened actor. There was another deaf actor. There was a blind comedian. There's a few of us. I never actually met any of them in real life. So it's like, I'm going off like, who's actually there? But
well, do you know like DJ Demers, for example, is another, like, he's a comedian, deaf comedian who ended up going on America's Got Talent. I think that was the one that he went on.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, yeah.
What's his name?
DJ Demers. I think I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. Demers?
DJ Demers.
Something like that?
Demers.
Sorry, DJ.
I'll take note of that. But
yeah, he's definitely someone that you would probably, like, you'd get along with. Not
so
just
this whole
for that,
thing.
but I mean for industry.
Oh yeah, because you know, oh, it's like, oh God, what does that sound like? It's like, so, oh my God, you're gay? So I have this gay friend. It's like, oh yes, because, you know, because all of us just like love each other and we'll instantly
hey, it's
get
a
along
pretty small pool of people that are deaf that also want to be in the entertainment industry.
This is true.
Y'all should get together.
There's like 8 of us, right? Yeah.
I love that though. Like we do that where we're like, I just wish I had this community of people that could understand me. And someone's like, here's someone that's similar to you. You're like, oh, well, you just think.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, exactly. What you just think? Just because we both have that in common, we're just gonna be like best of friends and frolic in the fucking flowers. You just
said you were looking for someone.
God,
sorry, go on.
Yeah, what's up with that? Yeah, you know, it's that's a common occurrence in my life. I'm sure in most people's lives, actually.
But whatever you're interested in, that's a common thing, right?
Yeah, I know, right? It's this documentary about folks trying to make it in the industry who have some sort of disability, and the weird part about it was because every time my whole thing has been acting, so I get submitted, I get a script sent to me, I do the thing from the script. I'm never showing up. Well, I'm showing up as myself, but I'm not just being me. I am being me through the filter of the script that I've been given.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But then doing this whole documentary thing, it was like but I just need to be me. Like I just need to, and I kept getting so caught up. It's like, I need someone to write for me. I need someone to direct me. Because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I just had to just fucking do the thing. Just do the thing. Just fucking do the thing. So yeah, I guess that's kind of been the past couple of years. Just do the thing. Shut the fuck up. Quit complicating it. Just do the thing.
We like to do that. We like to plan the thing. Oh, there's nothing better than planning the thing, right? Like writing down every step that it'll take.
Yeah.
And just feeling so good about all the planning you're doing for the thing. But
that's also
no movement is actually happening.
We kind of get a little hard on for just planning. We think like we're doing the thing by planning.
Yeah. I did so much.
You gotta actually like move.
Something,
you can't
film
think
something,
about moving.
If that's what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you had footage filmed that day, that's something that got done. You know what I mean? If something got edited, or if like you wrote a whole script or something, that's doing the thing. But so many people confuse planning the thing with doing the thing. And
yes. Now, don't get me wrong. Some things. I can't think of anything right now that I'm putting myself on the spot. But some things maybe do require some level of planning. But like, don't get it twisted. They are not the same thing. It is don't get stuck in planning. But yeah, we do like to get stuck in planning. It's the idea of what is it?
I don't want to say like you almost said how you say.
How you say the English words. It's this. Did you ever go? I went through this phase, and I feel like it shows up every couple of years, where you will look at my YouTube recommended videos, and it will be just self-help on self-help on self-help on self-help on self-help, and it's just like you're like pumping your tires with all of this self-help of like, yeah, I'm a king, I can do anything, I just need to do XYZ exhibit, and I'll be goddamn kosher. And it's just like me anyway. It's like I get excited about just watching YouTube videos telling me that I'm going to be grand and I'm going to be great, but I'm not actually doing anything any different. Like so
I feel there's this great Billy Bob Thornton line where I'm trying to remember the name of the movie, but he's like teaching these men I think John Heder was in it too. He's teaching them like how to become like badasses in their life, basically, and like take control of their life. And he's like, any of you here bought a self-help book? And they're all like raising their hand. He's like, The thing is about self-help books is you can't help yourself because yourself sucks.
What movie is this?
I wish I could. Here, let me look it up.
Because now I'm
Billy
seeing
Bob.
I'm seeing Billy Bob Thornton, and I see that. I see
School
that.
for Scoundrels. It's a movie
School
from
for Scoundrels.
2006.
2006. Good year, 2006.
Good year.
Excellent year. Excellent year.
This is this shit. Yeah, for folks at home who want to check this out. From the creators of Bad Santa Meets Napoleon Dynamite. I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay. So when you said that, now that I see it, you know who the picture that popped in my mind was, I can't think of the actor's name, Mr. Woodcock.
Mr. Woodcock.
He was a gym teacher who, I don't know,
yeah,
tortured his kids.
Yeah.
And one of the kids grew up to be like this like self-help author of sorts. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So he just basically transferred right over on that. Oh, that's so funny.
That's funny. But
like, okay, the school of YouTube is a real thing, and like you have to be careful with your searches, right? Because every search you make and every like extra minute you spend on a YouTube video, the algorithm is just gonna be like, oh, they like it, they're just gonna send you more and more and more and more.
Dude, the algorithm?
Like, my categories are fucked. It's like wrestling, podcasts, and comedy.
The worst part about it, and you know what? And sometimes, because like, I mean, bless the algorithm, but fuck the algorithm. Because sometimes you just want to watch like one video on one thing just once. And then suddenly you'll have your feed inundated with it. And it's like, dude, I don't want this anymore. You know what I found myself getting in the habit of?
I don't need 8 videos to know how to make money off of IG Reels.
You know, like, come on, dude. Another interesting, I'm everywhere at the moment. With people that do that, no shame in the game. If that's your hustle, that's your hustle. But for the people who are buying into that, I wonder sometimes, like, aren't you questioning, like, if they could actually make money in the way that they're saying they're making money, wouldn't they be doing that?
Oh, they are.
Instead, they're selling you the idea of how to. It's like,
like, I just tweeted something like that to that extent of saying, like, don't do what rich people tell you to do, just do what they do. Like, just.
Yes, I mean, good place to start. Maybe not all of the time.
Not all of it.
But not all of the time.
They got there, some of them at least got there for a reason. So if you at least emulate some of those habits, it's like chances are you can recreate that in your own way.
The best of ones, right? Because we know keeping in the acting sphere, far too many actors who did great work, but were fucking disasters on the inside.
Yes.
Bless them. First person that pops in my mind is Philip Seymour Hoffman. Wonderful work. But the demons hiding inside were
wild. That doesn't really exist anymore when you think about it. Like, there was a point in time from like, maybe like the 1920s and 30s, even all the way up until like the 90s, I guess, maybe early 2000s, where like celebrities were also like rock stars. Like, some of them were like people that like did heavy amounts of cocaine and like threw TVs at a hotel windows, and like they were just like these reckless, chaotic. Wasn't Drew Barrymore in like a nightclub at like 14 or something?
Yeah, yes, that's so true.
Robert Downey Jr. was like smoking weed with his dad at like 12.
This wasn't a scandal. Like, this is what she did.
That was Hollywood. They're like, that's Hollywood, baby. That's just how it goes. And that's kind of just like done now. I feel like if you were caught doing
what you're saying. Okay, when you first started, I was like, what do you mean you don't think it's around anymore? You don't think it's, but I see what you were saying, where it was like,
before it was like,
you caught like a time frame. Yeah, where like, and all the people that were in Hollywood at that time, if you grew through Hollywood through that time, you still see them today with those demons, but people who got into Hollywood after that time, you're not really seeing them fight those. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because it's almost like it's a bigger scandal now if something like that were to come out, right? Like, I'm sure there's tons of celebrities that do coke, but like if it were to come out, it would ruin their career. Like for some celebrities in like the 80s, people would be like, that's badass. Like, because we just didn't know. We just didn't know how bad all that shit was for you until like this moment. So now everybody's like on a juice kick or like they're doing a cleanse.
Which is, it's yeah, just how we change like our lenses and like how we view things. Well, I mean, you know this as a comedian, there were jokes you could tell 10 years ago, 5 years ago, hell, even maybe even last year. It's like you probably shouldn't.
Cycle though.
Hmm?
It said joke, like comedy especially though, went through a weird cycle because like if you look at the early days, like where is he, Lenny Bruce, I don't know if you got a Lenny Bruce album up there, but like Lenny Bruce went to jail for like swearing on stage. They were like, they called it like
seriously?
they called it obscene. Like they couldn't believe that he would say the F word on stage. Like, fuck, what? Are you kidding me? And he went to jail for it. And then, so the comedians fought to like the right to free speech. Essentially, they were like, it's the First Amendment. We're allowed to say anything we want. That's the point of like why America is
Was
so
this
great.
televised, or was this like just like
No,
he got
this is like here. Let me
just
look
like
it
at a
up.
club? Because like, if he was just at a club, just like just private people are on, I was like,
yeah, he was
shit,
in a
seriously?
club, and the cops just like came in. If you watch
No way.
if you watch the Marvelous Maisel, I think that's what it's called, Marvelous Miss Maisel. Is that right? Let me
That sounds
I'm
vaguely
Googling
familiar.
like 10 things. Yeah, the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It's a comedy
Okay.
drama series on Amazon.
That's on Amazon, yeah?
There's a
Yeah.
Lenny Bruce character in it, and they kind of like go over how, yeah, they would just like, police would just come in and bust up these like places and give them, like, arrest the comedian for being on stage. Here, I got it here now. Let me share the screen. On October 4th, 1961, Bruce was arrested for obscenity at the Jazz Workshop in San Francisco, where he had used the word cocksucker and said and said that to a preposition, come is a verb. I love them explaining it, that the sexual context of come was so common that it bore no weight, and that if someone hearing it became upset, he probably can't come. Although the jury acquitted him, other law enforcement agencies began monitoring his appearances. So they would actually be like, we know we can arrest this guy. And then they ended up they did end up arresting him for drug possession, which was probably planted.
Oh,
or an
fuck,
excuse.
yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
Typical, like to be expected.
The charge
almost,
this
right?
time was that the comedian had used the word schmuck, an insulting Yiddish word that was also considered as a term for penis. So he went to jail in the 60s for saying schmuck.
Wow.
And now in 2020, we have people being like, maybe we shouldn't say all of this other crazy shit. Like the needle went too far the other way.
Yeah,
after
you know,
that, you
like
know?
for real.
It has to come
for
back.
Real.
It has to come back to a middle.
For real. There was I mean, I had several conversations with some of the producers of the documentary that I was filming, because like, I don't know where you're planning on airing this. I don't know what kind of rating you're looking for, but I can be kind of brash and I don't know, rude perhaps. And they said, no, you just be you and we'll cut around performance kind of deal. But upon reflection, I wonder, it's like, if they aired much of the shit that I said, it'd be like, God, I would probably never work again. And
they edit you as like the villain of the episode. You get the villain
I know,
edit.
Like every story needs a villain. It's like, you know what? Whatever, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Just like, it's like just supposed to be like a cheery documentary, and they just cut you in as this.
You know, oh my God,
you're smoking a cigarette.
They totally could. Like, it's not like they don't have the footage to do it. Like, they could.
He was good until he wasn't.
We'll
It just changes the black and white.
We'll see how it turns out. But it's like, but you know, all these terrible things that I said or may have said or could have been interpreted as saying, it's not coming from any like nefarious
this is you
part
clearing the air.
of me.
You're addressing the claims that you said something horrible. Here's the video.
This is it. This is the preemptive
Give
apology.
your apology clip right now.
Yes. So
you have to look
I'm
right down
saying
the barrel of the camera.
I may have. I can't even do it.
You're like, I don't give a fuck.
I may have said some words or some phrases or passed along some ideas that may not align entirely with
oh God, you're a white supremacist,
the mainstream view, or what's that?
I said, oh God, you're a white supremacist, aren't you?
No. I'm not going to pass the direction. No. But but for real, because I said whatever, say some stupid shit. I will probably say some stupid shit over the next 45 minutes.
Sure,
I probably already have said some stupid shit. That's what podcasts are. But the thing is, it's like there was a time where we used to hold intent with something, like it used to mean something, so that you can say something ugly and gross and something that may not taste very nice in someone else's mouth had they said it, but it doesn't mean that it's as God, words.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's words. It's miscommunication. It's levels.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Of course.
No, 100%. Intent means something.
It's all
intent
everything
means something.
Intent is everything, and like I've heard this like theorized before, but like if humanity were to move forwards in any way to a point where we could better understand each other, I think the best thing was just to like be able to exchange thoughts immediately, because then you know someone's like full intent behind it, because like you could be pissed off but keeping a calm demeanor on your outside, but if people could hear your thoughts, they're like, oh man, I know he's mad. you know I know he means this. Like there could be you couldn't go back into that voice in your head and be like lying, essentially. There could be no lying even at that point, because it's like, you know that everyone can read your thoughts, so why would you lie? There's no point to it. Everyone would be so direct, there would never be any lying, because you know that they can read your thoughts and you can read their thoughts. Imagine that.
No.
Oh, we'll be long dead.
No, I would rather not.
Some thought reader is watching this right now in the future on his floating tablet hologram device.
And not because, and I don't think it's because I would get in trouble, like people would look at me like I'm fucked up. I would start looking at everybody else like they're fucked up.
You would realize how fucked everyone
is.
Like,
y'all are fucked up. No, thank you.
No, but everything is about intent. That's all of it. Like someone could say the exact same thing on a comedy club stage, and it's like totally fine. People are laughing. Yeah. The craziest thing, what do you think was the intent when Will Smith got up and slapped the shit out of Chris Rock?
No! No, I thought before we started, I was like, yeah, okay, acting, Oscars just happened. We're probably going to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
There's been so many everyone has a hot take on this.
Yeah. But here's why we have to talk about it. He was just banned from the Oscars today for 10 years.
Good.
A little much. 10 years?
Yeah, dude.
10 years?
Yeah. And you know what? I'm sorry. Now, okay. Hot take. Lukewarm take. I am less concerned with Will Smith, and I'm more concerned with the Academy. And when I say this, I mean...
I'm also concerned with their security. Sorry to stutter there.
Oh, well, yeah, fuck. I mean, yeah,
true. Where the fuck was the security?
Fucking
true. If that happened in a comedy club and someone came up and smacked me, I'd be like, are we getting him out of here?
You know, yeah, we're fucking real. Let's make that be clear. But that also kind of falls on what was the Academy doing? Well, and when I say the Academy, I mean like, you know, the board of governors,
showrunners, the production,
and also the showrunners of the actual show, the producers of the actual show, what we're seeing on screen, and the
people in that main boardroom probably were losing their fucking mind. Yeah, you know, the one with all the monitors where they're like, cut to camera 2, cut to camera 3.
Yes, yeah, like fucking losing their shit, or they weren't, because they're like, views, clicks. Publicity, because I
think it ruins the integrity of their event. I think that's what
that's okay. Yes, I agree.
Like Jim Carrey said, we're no longer the cool kids anymore.
No, they haven't been the cool kids for like a good 15 years.
Ever since they stopped doing coke, that's what I'm saying.
That's the goddamn problem, and I keep telling them this, and ain't nobody listening.
You're like, I've been to all these Illuminati parties, and they don't want to do it anymore.
What have y'all been doing? Like, get back on the train, kids. Let's go. Come on. Have you
slap the adrenochrome out of their hand?
Shit, dude. God damn.
Are we in Scientology or not?
Well, that's another question. God, so many questions. So we're gonna knock these off. Yeah. One by one. I'm less concerned with Will Smith and more concerned with the Academy, because Will Smith did what he did, and I think he has personal reasons, demons, familial drama that I'm not privy to, and it's not my business, and I don't really care to know, because I am fully willing to separate the art from the artist, up to follow my couple of sentences. So we'll put a parentheses or a semicolon.
Sure.
I'm totally willing to separate the art from the artist. Which is why I'm not interested in his family drama, which may have caused this, or his internal demons that may have made him lash out like this. But he threw shame and disgrace on the theater, which I think just needs to be, and for the most part always has been, one of those sacred spaces. This is the fucking theater, dude. These aren't the streets.
We made this to get away from bullies.
You know? Yeah, like this is you do not shame the theater like this. So the Academy won, not removing him immediately. Okay, I get it. You don't want to do it on camera. That's fucking weird. But there were like 2 commercial breaks between the slap and his acceptance of the award.
Someone described it really well, though. It's kind of like the opener slapping the headliner. Do you just, you know he's going to win for Best Actor. What the fuck do you do at that point? If you
Okay, well, that actually is a question. Do they know? Because I was under the assumption that
he's
like,
sitting right up front, to make it super easy for him to get up on stage. Like,
oh well, yeah, but like, is that the cue? Like, is that how you know?
That was the pinnacle of like the award show, is Best Actor. That's what everyone was waiting for, right? And it's been like,
did everybody know it was going to be Will Smith?
I think people were like really like, yeah, he should get, like, King Richard.
I thought it was going to be Andrew Garfield for Tick Tick Boom.
Andrew Garfield, dude. Did you watch King Richard? He was that person, dude. He was Richard. Even as he was going up on stage, you'll notice Chris Rock says to him, "Oh, come on now, Richard." Like, he says Richard to him. Like he's like you are being like him right now as you're doing this. Like, is he method acting right up until he gets the award? Like, and he just, you know, and then even during his speech, he said, like, I fell into this character where I became really overprotective of the women in my life. Like, I was that person.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said during the speech. He blamed it on, like, how
I didn't listen to it.
He was like, I was just like Richard, basically. It was really weird.
So he blamed his like behavior from 20 minutes ago.
He blamed it on everything. He blamed it on love. He said love makes you. He actually said love makes you do crazy things. Which, I worked for victim services as a volunteer. That's like what abusers say. Like, oh, love makes you do crazy things. Like, it's like, no, it doesn't. Not if you have a rational mind.
That's kind of what you expect to hear from your husband after he just beats you,
right?
Well, shit.
But I mean, like, who knows? Like we said,
but yeah.
And I don't care. Like, I keep seeing all these dug up videos of them being like, "Oh, look at Jada degrading."
Oh,
like,
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't care, but like, I peek at it because
you're gonna look at the most powerful family in Hollywood.
Like, I mean, I want a little bit of peek. Just oopsie put, just a little peek, just the tip. That's all I want. And but like, I'm not fucking diving into it because, I said, I'm not terribly interested in his personal life because I'm going to separate the art. But when it comes to him being banned for 10 years, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, fuck you.
Good consequence.
Because I think that the shame that you brought upon the Academy is maybe taking your reward away, maybe too much, but like, you're no longer welcome in our house.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
And it's like, okay, I mean,
It's gonna be weird though in 10 years when he inevitably does come back, if he doesn't.
You think so?
Fade into obscurity.
Do you think it'll be 10 years? Or do you think it'll be like 25 years when he's like 84, like Mel Gibson's dad?
No. It'll be like 5 years with good behavior. It'll be like prison, where it's like, if he just acts really good for the next, like, he just keeps if I were Will Smith, I would book everything. I'd be doing TV.
Is anyone gonna hire him?
I would be trying. I would be doing commercials. I would be doing podcasts. I would be doing
commercials.
No,
Come on, you can't be no Dennis Haysbert. You got.
I would be doing billboards. I would make sure that I would start doing music again. I would make sure he was in every single award category. He should start doing Canadian film just so he can get into the Screen Awards. Like, because then the Oscars are like, oh, fuck, like he's cleaning up out there and like we kicked him out because like he interrupted this award show, but other people would accept him with open arms.
But yes, but in which word, perhaps then, well, that may be the case. Okay, yes.
Because in my opinion, Chris Rock, I feel for Chris Rock, but he should have said something. He could have said like 20 more jokes to just like get him back for like.
Oh God,
like
he's a fucking. Well, I mean, okay.
He did go, oh, I could.
He's like, that was a nice one. Come on. And I remember watching like the first like couple of seconds just afterwards where he kind of like looks to the wing of the stage, like looking at the stage manager, like.
Yeah.
And there was this moment where I was like, I feel like I looked at his face and like, he's thinking, should I keep going? Should I fucking keep going? And he chose not to. But like, he was, I think,
he's a professional comedian.
To keep going.
He could have destroyed that G.I. Jane joke was just light off the top stuff. He could have.
And who cares, right? G.I. Jane's a fucking badass bitch. Like, what's the problem?
And it's not like he knew. Like David Spade said, it's not like he had like the audience's medical records sitting in front of him. Like,
you know,
people are so. That's the thing in Hollywood is some people get so like self-involved that they think that because they've said something on the internet, everyone's heard it. I said this on Red Table Talk. How did everyone not hear about it?
Girlfriend, do you not know, like, nobody watches TV anymore?
She has a show on Facebook. It's a Facebook show. It's like, who's watching this?
A Facebook show?
Yeah, who's watching this?
Who is watching? You know what? I will tell you exactly who's watching this.
Yeah.
My geriatric grandmother, okay? Like, people who are 65, 85 plus. Those are the people that are on Facebook. So
100%.
When you, like, I said it on Facebook. Bitch, ain't nobody on Facebook.
You think Chris Rock's scrolling through Facebook? Gee, I wonder what Jade is up to.
For real, though. For real. And even still, which is, I mean, a relatively valid point. But it's like, we're talking alopecia here. We're not talking like you're fighting leukemia.
It's not like she's going through fucking chemo. Yeah. Like if
it
was, I'd be like, that's a bad joke, dude. Like she's like going through, you know what I mean? Like that's a bad joke.
But however, I do also, so there are a lot of pieces here, like most things in life, it is nuanced. Sure. Even though it is nuanced, I'm still probably on the side of it's not a fucking thing. Quit bitching about it. But I mean, and there is this, from my experience, I'm not going to say this is in general, but from my experience, Black women and their natural hair is a sensitive topic. It tends to be a sensitive topic to especially that individual Black woman. So it's like, yeah, you it's kind of taboo to comment on Black women's hair.
What's crazy is he did a documentary about Black women's hair.
That's also what yes, it was called Beautiful Hair. It was just called Hair. And the entire feature-length documentary was about the business.
That's what I'm saying. It's intent. It's intent. You know? And it's not like he doesn't care. He does.
Yes, and he's also another Black man who's just, and it's like this isn't like
he thought this
David
was his
Letterman
friends.
up there.
It's like you. Imagine I was hosting and you were sitting there, and I'm like, Caeden, can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. Like I think we're friends. Like we're friends. I'm making a joke.
It's like I get it. And I, not only do I get it because we're friends, I get it because you are the comedian doing the jokes.
Hired to do jokes.
In the very front row. I am also like, I'm reading the room and I understand this is what's happening. Yes, he's going around the room.
He's going to roast me. I'm sitting in the front row of a comedy show.
Fucking here. So it's coming for me. Bitch, I don't know who the fuck you think you are. You ain't no untouchable. Come on, dude.
But here's also the thing is, I don't think Jada ever said that she didn't like the joke. That's another very important thing we're missing here. Is we are putting that on her. That all she did was roll her eyes. Which is just like anyone, if anyone doesn't like a joke, they just go like,
yes.
It was such a passive-aggressive reaction. It was a passive-aggressive reaction. He overreacted. He thought, Will Smith thought,
only after seeing her face.
Will Smith thought, oh no, mommy's mad because he made a joke about her hair, and I know that she's going through the alopecia thing, and I know it hurt
Allegedly.
her. And then he got up and went over, allegedly, right? But like, that's the most likely course of events. I mean, what else could have happened?
But, and like, even with that, it's okay.
Do you think Jada just leaned over to Will and was like, take him out?
Like, I'm seeing, you know what, I don't know, man. I'm seeing the Reddit's a Twittering, and some people are like, yo,
you're gonna let him just say that about me?
Yeah.
And he just got up like a voodoo doll.
My God, dude, I know. But here's another thing, because I've watched it a few times because I'm fucking sick like that. I like to watch people, you know, at their apps nosedive everything about their career in a flash fucking second. So I've watched it a few times, and you know what? You see him march up with that quick smack, march away, hand on the and then sit down, and then puff up, and as he's yelling, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. You look at this man's face and tell me you don't see someone who's terrified.
I see an 18-year-old kid from Philly.
Yeah.
That's what I see when he was saying, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. You're like, whoa, dude.
But I think there was a moment sometime in there where he knew he gone done fucked up. He knew. And then but what do you do, right? I know there have been times, and I'm sure you've had these times too, where you're in the midst of fucking up, or you know you've just fucked up.
That's the worst, is when you know you're in the midst of it.
I'm fucking sticking to it. I'm fucked up. I know it, but like fuck you. I'm fucking sticking with it. And maybe that's like,
I get it. He committed. It would have been weird if he had got up and then just turned around. Like, that's a bad idea.
You know what? That's what I was going to say. I was just going to say, maybe he had this instant reaction. He's like, I'm going to stop the shit out of this motherfucker. And then he stood up. He took 2 steps. He's like, I'm going to stop the shit. He stepped up onto the actual stage and then had a moment of, fuck, I'm at the Oscars. I can't be slapping the shit out of nobody. Bitch, you're already here. Keep going. And he just kind of kept on going.
He just committed to it.
Which is kind of why it's like he got up there, he smacked, immediately turned and fucked off. He didn't smack and sit there and wait for something to happen.
And he tried to put a smile on his face. He was like,
yeah. So it's like, you know, I'm applying I'm projecting so much. I don't fucking know anything, right? There's a part of me where it's like, do I really care about any of this? No.
It's not really going to change anything in our lives.
But it's kind of fun to talk about, you know.
Yeah, it's great.
It's fun to talk about. But
it's because nothing exciting ever happens at those award shows. The funniest thing was it aired on the same Sunday, but I did an episode with comedian Steve Love just about award shows, and we were literally talking about, we predicted, like, yeah, I think Will Smith is going to win, and then literally we're like, but no one's going to watch because no one ever watches them. Like, it's the most boring shit ever.
Which turned out to be relatively true. Nobody really did watch,
Nobody cared. They were only talking about this one scenario, which is just like, it looks so bad on them.
Also, it's like, this one event, what Will Smith did, he hijacked the entire ceremony. Nobody cares about the fact that Coda won Best Feature, the first film that features predominantly deaf actors, winning Best Picture. The gentleman who actually, he was lead in that, Troy, can't remember his name, I'm terrible. First deaf actor to win an Oscar for that. You're seeing the lady from
Troy Kutzer?
What's the musical? Fuck, I'm not even high yet. What's the musical? The musical that was... What's that?
There's this cast there for you.
Oh yes. Oh no, not for Coda. It was what was the musical that Steven Spielberg directed? Ansel Elgort's in it. West Side Story. There we go. Yes, the one who won for supporting for West Side Story, the first Black openly gay actress to win that award. So it's like a lot of firsts, which is fine and dandy. This is good. I think that some of them may have been, or it's possible that they may have been, like kind of token awards, which so the Academy
token awards needs to be its own award show.
See, you know what? You remember how I said I'm going to say something that's going to offend some people? That was probably it.
Awards.
Some of these awards were token awards.
Please tell me you watched South Park, the latest episodes of South Park.
I did not.
Did you ever watch that?
I haven't watched South Park in like 10 years.
Oh my God, you need to just restart again, because from the they're on like season 25 or something now.
I know, there's so many.
It's insane, but it's so relevant and it's so good, and it's such a good social commentary on just everything that's been happening over the course of the pandemic. They've chronicled all of it.
One thing South Park has been really good at is being a social commentary.
So good at social commentary.
Yeah.
They're so smart with using those 4 characters in the 4th grade to tell their story of how stupid we all are in society right now. And like the biggest revelation though, spoiler alert, go away if you like South Park for this part, but you know the character Token that everyone called Token forever? It's like the only black character on the show. He has a T.
Stop!
He has a T on his shirt. He has a T on his shirt, and so people called him Token for the entire show, right? For season after season after season. And then it was revealed though that his dad is a big J.R.R. Tolkien fan, and he named him.
No, stop!
His name was Tolkien this whole time.
That's funny.
And so they're going through the racist. Right? They're going through the racist thought of, oh fuck, I've been calling him Token for years. Like, am I racist for thinking this? Like, and they go through that whole thought process of. So
that's funny.
And they're like, why would you think his name is Token?
Because I mean, how do I?
Like it's so.
I'm not racist. I swear, I'm not.
That's the best sentence.
Like I'm not. I have 4.5 black friends. Like I'm not.
4.5.
4.5.
It's funny to count the half.
4.5. Yeah, dude. I'm keeping the averages here. I've had 4.5 black friends over the average of my lifespan of friends. Yeah.
But so some of these wars of my friends. Yeah, go ahead.
Because not all of your friends last forever. Do all of No. I read somewhere that like friendships on average last about 7 years, and after 7 years, because apparently like people go through kind of 7-year personality cycles. I mean, I don't know.
And then once you hit 25, it's just you just stop growing after that. You ever notice that? Like even we'll go back to the Token Award show, but like even people, there's men in their 60s that still think like they're 25. There's something to that, I think, where we just kind of like stop at that point in our life, and that's why there's so many like back injuries and stupid things. It's like people get older because they think that they can move like they did when they're 25, but they're not. Their body is like slowly aging, right? So
I don't know many old people, so I mean, I'll take your word for it.
You know what I mean, though. You meet somebody even when they're 30, they always think that they're younger than they are.
Yeah, no, this is true. Oh, fuck, Jesus, now you get to an age that's closer to my age. I'm like, I don't know how 60-year-olds think. You're like, well, someone when they're 30, they think, like, oh, fuck, he's talking about me. But
bro, I'm 32.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, I mean,
30 well, I should say.
I do kind of have. I do sometimes think that I'm still like 20, 25. I got to cut that shit out. But
so these Token Awards, let's say.
So some of these awards, like no doubt, I mean, probably some level of Token. Now, this is not to say that they are not worthy, right? Like for the girl who won for West Side Story, being the first Black openly gay actress to win a supporting Academy Award. This is great. This isn't even if this was a gesture from the Academy, if you will, to show and be like, yes, we want more diversity. We want more, more inclusivity. That doesn't negate the fact that she is talented and she was worthy enough to even be nominated, kind of. Do you know what I mean? So when I say that some of these could be Token Awards, I'm not saying like it's undeserved or it's possible. It's possible. Maybe it's not. I haven't seen all of the movies.
I think there just needs to be that part of me for a second was like, maybe we should stop calling them like calling it out for what it is and just let it be, right? Like let the opportunity exist. But then at the same time, I'm like, no, you should know when people are being genuine and not genuine. You know what I mean? And disingenuous, because like, if you feel like you did earn it, then yes, accept the award. But if you are like, why is this being handed to me? Like I did, there was so many other like what, because you also don't want like, here's the worst thing, and a lot of comics are guilty of this. You'll be at an open mic and you kind of like, you're networking, right? So you're kind of friends with these people, not really, but friends because you're in the same environment together. So you're friendly to each other. And maybe one of your friends bombs. They do super bad on stage. And you were like, that was a great set, man. You just lie to their face. They're going to think that what they did on stage was fine, and they're going to continue to repeat those mistakes. And you're
Which is why
going to be like,
don't lie to those people, which is also why I don't have many friends. But, you know.
Like, cheers to that.
You know, because it's...
no, you can't lie to those people. You got to be like...
Because it's exactly what you say. Because the moment, this is for me anyway, I'm not passing judgment. I'm not saying that everyone should live like this, just for me. Because for all I know, all y'all motherfuckers is just a simulation. So it's, for me, it is a, if I start saying things or, you know, putting out ideas that can give people the illusion that I don't mean what I say, I should stop talking, because it will mean, each word will mean less and less and less. So it's like the words that I say, there should be some meaning behind it, or not necessarily meaning, because, you know, not everything needs to be profound. But
the smartest person in the room is always the person who's not talking the most.
You know, where it's like, because they're mulling it out.
They're selective with their words. They know that every word has meaning.
Yes.
When you value like your vocabulary, you value the meaning of words, you don't just like blah, 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 fly
just
off
throw them out nonchalantly.
Just throw them like nothing. It's like every word has a purpose, and it was crafted from like so many different languages, some that don't even exist anymore. It's like,
you know, and it's like, and it's honestly, as fucked up as English is, well, I mean, I'm gonna, because that's the only language I speak outside of sign language, which is a spoken language. But it's like, there are so many fucking words. You can get very specific with what you are feeling, with what you are thinking. It can be hard because, I mean, for the most part, you know, you have Twitters and TikToks and Facebooks and fucking anything on TV. It's kind of mind numbing. There isn't much content that like really stretches our minds in regards to like, especially learning vocabulary. Because I believe it was Terence McKenna who said something along the lines of, if you don't know, are you familiar with Terence McKenna?
Yeah, of course.
So he said something, one of his quotes is something along the lines of, when you understand that the creation of the world is in words, and once you learn how to use words, you can create anything you want.
That is
something
so
I'm probably really butchering that, but it's along those lines
where
it's like
manifesting things.
There are like, once you understand the power of words and the complexity of them and how many there are, the way that you conduct, listen to me, the way that you speak, then you can start to speak magic, essentially, into the universe. God, I'm sounding like I'm selling some healing crystals in the back here. Hit up my website.
Have you tried my snake oil?
yeah, for real.
No, dude, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like, it's just the idea of manifestation is like exactly that, like that your words actually have purpose and meaning, and like they carry weight. When you say something, you are putting that out there, because there's something to like saying the words and hearing it yourself and interpreting it back into your brain. It's almost like you're carving that pathway in your neural networks to do that thing. And then when we do things, like it was explained, like habits, I heard it explained in the best way, like forming habits. It's kind of like, you ever go like skiing or snowboarding? And there's
once.
Like,
and then I stopped because I thought I was going to break my legs.
Of course. That's why I don't go either. But like there's times when it's like you get to the top of the hill and it's fresh powder. It hasn't even been gone down yet. And you kind of start like carving in like a new pathway. Well, now the person behind you, or you again, it's going to be easier for you to get down the hill again because you've already carved that pathway for yourself. Yeah. So like that is essentially forming a habit, is if you just do the thing, you will make it easier for yourself to do it again and again and again. It might be super hard the first time. You might fall over in the snow and might not make it all the way down, but the next time you do it again, it's going to be just as easier. Because
the path has kind of been beaten for you.
Yeah,
so
exactly. You have to carve that new path out yourself, whatever, which is speaking it, right?
This is just it. And to riff off of that a little bit, it's you know, I can be really heady and I can sit in my head and I can think for hours on something. I can, you know, come to all kinds of, I've cured cancer. I've brought upon world peace 20 times over by thoughts in my head. But to actually like bring it out into existence, well, that's a different fucking story. But it's so that there's the process of thinking, and then there's a process of speaking those thoughts. And for me anyway, it is to go from thought to speech that someone else can understand and interpret and spit something back, puts those thoughts through this filter that forces it to be arranged in a particular way that can almost immediately make me recognize how stupid that thought is.
That's great.
You know, or maybe, you know, how useful it is or how unuseful it is. Because it has left its raw form. It's like fucking when people are drilling for oil itself in the ground is useless. It does nothing. It is in fact very toxic. But once it's refined, you can make millions of things out of oil. Plastic bags, fertilizers, money.
That's the number one thing is
fucking
that
money,
what
dude.
People need to realize is your thoughts can make you money because everything around you was once a thought.
But not by
Each
itself.
of these albums,
it needs to be refined. It needs to be refined because if it's just that thought in its raw form upstairs, it ain't doing shit for anybody. I mean, it's doing nothing. But so like, it's gotta be refined. So this is why it's like those speaking in words. It's like, this is important shit, dude.
That's the like crazy thing too, is like even English itself, it's hard to, like you said, it's almost like I can come up with all of these crazy ideas in my head for something that I want to draw, but I can't draw for shit. If I try to sketch something, it would look horrible. I'm like, this is nothing what I thought it would look like,
right? But you see it, right?
I see it so clearly in my mind.
Quite, like you
can't make my hand move and do the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it's the same thing with like the English language. I have these thoughts, but sometimes I can't articulate it in these words. And it's the same thing if you've ever done like mushrooms. There's a point where if you do enough, if you do like 5 grams or whatever, there's a point where it feels like the top of your head.
5 grams?
Yeah, it feels like the top of your head opens up and all the information in the universe is just streaming into your brain at once. That's what it feels like. It feels like your head opens up and everything is coming into you all at once, but you can't grab anything. I was just experiencing all of it at once. And I couldn't articulate, I couldn't even say to my friends what I was learning. It was just all coming into my head all at once. And I was just like baffled by everything that I was seeing. And I knew, I'm never gonna remember any of this. That's what's like so horrible.
Fuck, right?
Like, you just, and then it kind of teaches you presence. Cause you're like, I just have to sit in it and accept it, that I can't hold on to it.
It's almost as if the point is just to experience it.
Yeah, just sit there and experience it. You don't need to capture this.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, but it's so good.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm gonna make it a mission this summer. I wanna go camping, and I wanna make it a point sometime this summer to take like a good 2 weeks to fuck off. Doesn't need to be by myself, but I wanna like eat my weight in shrooms.
Full moon.
And when there's a full moon?
No, there's this thing called Shroom Fest that a comedian, Ari Shafir, if you're gonna do mushrooms in the summer, the best thing is to do it during Shroom Fest. Shroom Fest is this year, August 17th to the 21st. So there's a point in the summer where the moon actually is at its largest, where it's like, it's huge, right? And
closest
this year,
to Earth then, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, closest to Earth. It's making that upwards rotation around us. But like the point is like from within those 3 days, everyone around the world that knows about this like Shroom Fest takes mushrooms at the same time, and you just look at the moon. You kind of experience that. You have that in your head that there's all these other people doing it with you at once, all over the world. And you're all looking at the same moon. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such a trippy experience.
That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild.
Once you put like ritual into it, it makes it hit so much harder.
So you've done this then, yeah?
Yeah. It's like the best time to do it is during
August 17th.
Period.
I'm gonna take note of that. August 17th.
And
20th, do we all like converge around the same camp, or is this like just like a worldwide thing?
It's just a worldwide thing. Just everyone,
wherever they are, wherever these people are. Everyone's just like, there's a
take it when the moon is out.
That's kind of dope. That's kind of dope.
Cool.
That's kind of dope. Yeah.
Like unity through shrooms.
What's that?
It's unity through shrooms.
Unity through shrooms. I'm down
That's the
for that,
one
actually.
thing. Like, there's a recurring thing too that a lot of people have recurring thought on mushrooms is that like everything is a cycle. That everything is just one living organism. Every little person on the planet is just made up of atoms from the same shit. We're all made from the exact same DNA. So,
which is hippie as it sounds, it's like, but like
it's
fact.
True though, you're all sharing the same conscious experience, but like you said, we all just choose how to use our words differently. But we're all having the same conscious experience to an extent.
So it seems.
Yeah, I would hope. I don't know if people in North Korea are having the same conscious experience.
Oh yeah, no, this is true. Oh shit.
They are probably not having a great conscious experience at the moment.
No. Well, fuck. This party really died.
That's my job. I love doing that. Here, I want to play a game. This is a thing that I've been doing. Shout out to Hot Ones. I love that show, and they do this where they dig up a photo and get you to explain it. So I was doing my research on you as well to kind of get your social medias together.
Oh, Jesus.
I just need you to explain this photo.
No, wait, stop. No. Okay.
Here's why, because when I searched it, this person on Twitter loves you. I was like, does anyone know who this actor is? I'm so curious. And it's a little promo for you on Riverdale. I was like,
are you serious?
Yeah, they were like, who's this person? And then they found your IMDb, and then they love you. So I'm like, if this person ends up watching this podcast, I want them to be like, holy shit, they brought up my tweet in the podcast.
Wait,
let's explain this photo for them.
Okay, so I don't know why my lips are so red. Whatever happened,
used a filter.
There is some sort of filter work going on, because that's the first thing I noticed. Like, the guy got lip work done. What's going on over there? Okay, first thing I have to say to whomever this person is, bless you. Thank you. Actually, that's super sweet. I think this is from my character Daniel DaFoe in Riverdale, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Or this is what this person saw me on.
I guess.
I fucking love that. I love that the 47 seconds of screen time I had that episode hit you enough to be like, yo, who is this dude? So explain the photo. I recently got a new camera, and I got a light fixture thing. And when I was setting up my new apartment, I wanted to figure out which walls, which light, where my windows are coming in, just to figure out. I was doing some self-portraits. So that's what that is, a self-portrait.
And it ended up as a fan post.
But where did they get that picture? How did they get that?
Probably
you know what?
It must be. I
must have posted it somewhere. And like,
Google is a motherfucker. If you Google your name, the internet
doesn't forget.
It doesn't forget. It holds on to everything from the beginning of it. Like, if you Google your name,
hate that.
And Google your name and then hit images, you'll be like, what?
No.
Where are these photos from?
No. You know what? And this is exactly why. This is it. Take note, kids. Exactly why I don't fuck with dick pics. For this reason. This reason exactly. I know people are like, whoa. We're talking about dick pics.
We transitioned from North Korea to dick pics real quick.
Yeah. You know what? I'll give you the T show, but I ain't show you the show. The show shows for real life. But anyway, the internet doesn't forget. So that was a really weird sidebar. We can fix that in post. But thank you for that. That warms my heart a little bit to know that there's somebody out there that like.
Yeah, you got fans. They're like, who is this person? They're just asking people on Twitter. They're just putting it out into the universe.
I love that.
Which means they're hoping for other people to be like, I was also looking.
Oh my God.
Oh. There's another question that I love asking people as well. If you could make a phone call to 15-year-old Caeden, this is a different multiverse. Okay, it doesn't affect your current life whatsoever. But just give 15-year-old Caeden a little bit of advice.
One excellent stipulation. Okay, good.
Sure.
That helps. What advice do I give him? What do I tell him? Is this like a word, a paragraph? Am I having a conversation with this
You
kid?
can do whatever you want. You're on the phone with him. This isn't a prison call.
If I'm just on the phone with him, 15-year-old me, God, as cheesy as it sounds, I'm listening. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to listen. I'm just going to listen to this kid.
So you're just
listen to this kid.
What's up?
Yeah, like what's going on? Where you at? Where you want to be? Have you been taking stock? Have you been paying attention? You know, you can. Are you bitching? If so, who are you bitching to? What's the like? Where like the things that you are doing? Are they creating what you imagine your future should be? What that sounds weird. I worded that weirdly. Take stock of what you're doing now, and do you think that what you are doing and how you're behaving and how you're going about is going to bring the future that you dream of? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. And then like, what does he say? What does he say? I think I would, and I would definitely listen, and I would make very few statements. I think anything that I would say during this conversation would be a question off of either what this kid said, or sometimes more importantly, what he didn't say, as in you kind of just glossed over this area. But I'd be my therapist. That's what I would be.
Give him advice, dude. He's like, do you have any advice for me? You're in the future.
No. Because I don't think, because I mean, to be quite frank, it's
Can you
like,
imagine he gets this one magical opportunity? We invented this phone to call the multiverse. You're going to speak to 30-year-old you. He's like, no way.
Right.
I can change my future. And you're like,
yeah. And all he is some useless fucking Yoda that speaks in fucking code and doesn't like actually answer anything. It's like,
he keeps asking me questions.
I have fucking questions for you. But no, because I think it's mostly because it's like from like my being like 12 years old to even like probably 27, 28 years old, I'm not listening to anybody. I'm too busy still trying to figure out my own shit. Because even to this day, I just turned 33 a couple weeks ago, and it's just like I'm not trying to figure out the same levels of shit that I was when I was 15, but there's still shit I'm still trying to figure out.
Yeah,
so and it's one of those things where you might recognize this, where you will plan on doing something, but then if somebody tells you to do that thing you were already planning on doing, there's a part of you that was like, fuck you, I'm not doing that.
Oh yeah, that's my Scorpio, yeah.
Yes. So that's kind of been like a large part of my personality for like 15, 20 years. So my giving 15-year-old kid advice it's not going to land. So I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to listen. I'm just going to listen to what this kid, and like I said earlier, by doing that, by listening to this 15-year-old kid speak, by asking him questions that nobody else in life, nobody else in his social circle, nobody else in his family is asking him. Nobody else is cares enough to pick at. I want to do that for the 15-year-old kid, to force those thoughts that are in those raw form out into existence.
That's one thing that I don't think enough kids get, is like somebody that's like questioning them. You know what I mean? Like there was never like a person beyond like a parental or family adult figure that was like, what are you doing with your life, and when are you gonna like do something towards it? You know, now is the time that you need to be doing. There was like nobody. Like I couldn't tell you like everybody's just in their own shit.
Yes.
But it's like you kind of need that at that age.
Sometimes you need someone
even
to
if you
poke
don't
it.
do it. Even if you don't do it, you need that thought to be in their heads, so that moving forwards, they're like, they always think of that. I remember when I was 15, that person just told me, if I just get this together, then in 10 years I'd only be 25, and then I'm already an expert in my field. Like you know, if you started working on something that you really enjoy at 15 and you do it for 10 years, you're only fucking 25. And you have already done 10,000 hours at that thing. Like, just do the thing. Whatever.
Just do the fucking thing, dude.
Do the fucking thing.
Just do the thing.
Do the thing. It'll take 10 years.
Just do the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that?
I said it might take 10 years, but you do the thing and you'll get there eventually. 10 years.
Yeah.
It's a 10-year rule. I believe in that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I know. You should have time. Make time for that.
Later than you think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like wrap up here. I'm gonna tell people to go follow you on Instagram. If you're watching on YouTube, go follow CEE_law on Instagram. Do you have anything else you want to shout out?
You
want to shout me out?
Yeah, dude. It's been a minute. We met like 10 years ago?
So
maybe 15 years ago. I feel like we met doing like extra work, doing background and like
background acting,
movie of the week.
Ottawa background acting, which is where I am now. I'm in Ottawa now.
Yeah, I heard. I'm so sorry to hear.
I love it. No, I love it.
No, you don't know.
I do. I spent enough time in that city that I was like, yo, this shit is, I'm over this.
I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah. Ottawa has certain charm to it. It has certain charm in certain areas, but yeah, it's all right.
It's nice when you're a visitor. Like, I get if you like grew up here or if you grew up in the area, but like even when I like grew up in Brockville, like I didn't spend much time in Ottawa. I spent some time, but like not enough to hate it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I broke it up.
Brockville's still a trek. It's not so close.
Yeah. So it's like a big trip. You're like, oh, I'm going on a trip to Ottawa. It's like it's So now living here, I'm like, oh yeah, this place is nice. It's calm, which I like. I like this.
Yes.
There's no chaos.
Yes. And I think there are a lot less tryhards in Ottawa.
A lot less. People are you're like, wow, people are actually nice here.
You know? Yeah.
I was telling my girlfriend that there's this weird like grind and competition culture in Toronto where people are just always either looking like, how can this person get me ahead, or I'm not going to pay you any mind or any like time of day at all. I don't give a shit about helping you. I'm just going to move on with my life.
Reason number 326 why I don't have friends. Like this is like this like
it's everyone,
knocking them up. Like yeah. But no, I don't think we met each other several years ago and like shout out to you for fucking still doing the thing. Still fucking like, no, I want to do that fucking podcast thing.
Dude, so we podcasted in a Firkin. It was Firkin on Bloor. We did a podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Pod jobs.
I remember that. And we got interrupted by like this work party that showed up in like
mid-podcast. We're podcasting in a restaurant for those of you listening. It was just me and a Yeti microphone and my shitty laptop.
Oh man.
But
no, that's good. It's a humble beginning.
It was the start. You know? It was the start of it, right? It was just, and it didn't work out, but it was like it taught me what to do for podcasting.
Yes, your trial run.
Yeah, so now I'm in a place where I can do it like seamlessly. Like this is my set for the YouTube job that I do. So like doing a podcast is just that much easier. Like everything's already here.
Which is fucking so simple because no brain power needs to go to setting your gig up.
Nothing. Just turn everything on.
You just need
to
show up, flip it on. Let's go, dude.
But I needed Zoom and that stuff to take off before this ever made sense. If I tried to do a webcam interview show before the pandemic, people were like, I don't want to watch this shit. I want to see two people in a room together.
Okay, yes.
You know?
Absolutely.
So it's like things needed to happen before it made sense to get back into doing it again. But I appreciate you sticking around for the ride.
Seize the moment. Yes.
I took advantage. I did the thing. And I've been doing the thing.
Keep doing the thing. Keep doing the thing. Keep doing the thing. Because I mean, when I say this, it's like, dude, like I've tried to dabble in like doing other creative things, and because I'm so disjointed, I will do it, and I will hammer it very hard for like 3 weeks, and then I'll drop off. Mostly because it's like I did it so hard that it's just it's not sustainable.
Yourself. Yeah. That's the thing, is you need to pick a sustainability.
Yeah, that's just it. So keep doing the fucking thing.
Thank you. And I'll close it out here. Thank you to everybody listening on Apple and Spotify. I appreciate you. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review and share the episode with your friends because we always appreciate that. But for now, I've been your host, Johnny Rogers. This is Caeden Lawrence. Say goodbye. Stay classy, guys. I'll see you on the next one. You've been listening to The Johnny Rogers Show. New episodes air every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.